This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. There are few characters in American politics today who represent the rot that exists in the Republican Party better than Lindsey Graham from South Carolina. He really is an abhorrent character who is the embodiment of disloyalty, not only to that which is righteous and ethical and upstanding and decent, but also disloyal to a man he considered his best friend. Lindsey Graham is up for re-election this year in South Carolina. His Senate seat is in danger to a man named Jamie Harrison, who is running against him, the Democrat Jamie Harrison, doing very well in the polls. A moral, ethical, decent person could possibly take that seat. And there is a super PAC out there right now called Lindsey Must Go PAC. And they just released an ad that absolutely devastates Lindsey Graham and takes one more chip out of the armor of his seat, his incumbency, using only his own words. I'm going to play the ad, and then we're going to get into a little bit about exactly why Lindsey Graham must go. And it all really is based around his disloyalty to a man, these fake tears he shed about John McCain, an American hero, after he died, while being cozy and one of the greatest allies to a man who has done nothing but denigrate John McCain before and after his death. Here's the ad from Lindsey Must Go PAC.
I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute.
I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office.
You've been a damn good president. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you more than anything else for putting up with the never-ending bullshit you have to go through.
He's a jackass. Every time I turn around, I'm being asked about Donald Trump, saying one dumb thing after another, and I'm tired of it.
President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and then some. He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. No, I don't think he's a xenophobic, race-baiting, religious bigot.
I've never known an impeachment trial without a witness. That's frankly not fair. I am clearly made up my mind, so I don't need any witnesses.
Yeah, well, boo yourself. Trump's the best scoffer. So I don't give a shit.
Over our dead bodies.
If you don't like what a politician's doing, fire them at the ballot box.
It's this guy, Lindsey Graham. He's one of the dumbest human beings I've ever seen.
The Lindsey Must Go PAC, or LMG PAC, is responsible for the content of this communication.
That's a great ad. It's fantastic. And but political ads have to be punchy. They can't be super long. But there's all kinds of other things that Lindsey Graham has said about his new Lord and Savior, Donald Trump, before he became a cult member of Donald Trump. Watch this, just this. This is just from a CNN interview. It took a couple of moments. And it is remarkable to have watched the transition from opponent with a righteous outlook, a decent outlook, to what he has become. A sniveling, bootlicking, servile, beaten dog before Donald Trump. Puts up no resistance whatsoever. Watch a couple of moments from this interview.
That he's a jackass.
Really?
That he's bringing his name down and he's not helping the process, and he shouldn't be commander-in-chief. If you want to be commander-in-chief of the armed forces, you need to understand that John McCain and all like him, not just John, are truly American heroes. And then when you put yourself in harm's way, that makes you a hero. So what he said about John, I think, was offensive. He's becoming a jackass. at a time when we need to have a serious debate about the future of the party and the country.
What's the line he crossed?
Saying that John McCain and people like him are not American heroes. The American people will not tolerate what he is doing now regarding those who have served. This is a line he's crossed, and this is the beginning of the end of Donald Trump.
It's a line that he's crossed, and it's the beginning of the end for Donald Trump. But not if Lindsey Graham, the other Lindsey Graham, will have anything to do with it. Lindsey Graham claims John McCain to be his best friend. Look, I don't think I'm special or different or unique, but I've got someone who's been my best friend for 30 years. And if someone had dedicated as much vitriol and venom and bile toward my best friend, half, 1/10 as much as Donald Trump directed at John McCain, that person would be dead to me. They certainly wouldn't be a political ally, someone that I would spend political capital and reputation defending. And that is exactly where we find ourselves with Lindsey Graham. He has done just that. Let me remind everybody exactly the kind of attitude and things that Donald Trump has said about John McCain, very briefly.
Because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Now, that was before he died, John McCain. Tragically died of brain cancer. He continued this attack even after the death of John McCain, though. Even while the man is in the ground, his family mourning, Donald Trump, of course, takes it upon himself to make it about him.
Gave him the kind of funeral that he wanted, which as president I had to approve. I don't care about this. I didn't get thank you. That's okay. We sent him on the way, but I wasn't a fan of John McCain.
Never got a thank you for the funeral that was absolutely owed and justified for John McCain. So I would have you ask yourself, if someone talked that way about your best friend, how would you go about existing in the world with that person? I use the phrase dead to me. Certainly that's how I feel. Let's see. I want to play a clip from the moment that Lindsey Graham took to the Senate floor and gave a few final remarks about his late friend, his late best friend, John McCain, with the tears and the what I can only surmise as theatrics. Because if you truly love someone and you give them the moniker of best friend and you're shedding tears, how is it that you run into the arms of someone who is their enemy? Watch a couple of these moments.
I learned that serving a cause greater than yourself hurts. Anybody in the military can tell you the risk you take. He couldn't put his jacket on. He couldn't comb his hair because he got hurt serving a cause greater than himself. It is going to be a lonely journey for me for a while. I'm going to need your help. And the void to be filled by John's passing is more than I can do. Don't look to me to replace this man. Look to me to remember what he was all about and try to follow in his footsteps. If you want to help me, join the march. If you want to help the country, be more like John McCain.
And that's really where I want to end it, with those three particular moments from an 18 or 20 minute speech that he gave on the Senate floor. that one of the great things he learned from John McCain was to serve a cause greater than himself. Apparently, Lindsey Graham did not learn that lesson. He is not serving a cause greater than himself. He's serving Donald Trump. He's serving the personal and political interest of Donald Trump. He's not serving his country, what's best for the country. He's serving Donald John Trump. And let me say this, Lindsey Graham, nobody's looking at you, brother, to replace the great John McCain. Nobody is looking to you to replace John McCain, you spineless coward. And then finally, if you want to help the country and you want to serve this nation, be more like John McCain. I would ask you, Lindsey Graham, that same question. I would put that charge to you. Why don't you be a little bit more like your best friend, John McCain, rather than this whipped, frightened puppy with Donald Trump, who is chipping away. He is human erosion at our Constitution, at our democratic norms, of our standards of decency and decorum. And you do nothing. You support him in this. He went from being a jackass and a xenophobic religious bigot to your best buddy. He's your new best friend. So anyway, good luck to Jamie Harrison. If you're in South Carolina, listen, you have a duty to get out there and vote this election, because this is a real chance to get rid of somebody who is the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, someone in Senate leadership, to get rid of him, to get rid of one of Donald Trump's staunchest allies, who refused to hold Donald Trump accountable during the impeachment trial. I'd love to know what you think. 714-576-4054. I appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Be genuine and take care of one another.